watching buildings blow up because of the IRA, because of other terrorist groups. England has been a target for IRA activity for a long time. So the people get seasoned, and they learn to not crash when it comes to the emotional chaos of trauma. Right now, we're facing a situation, we just got our first dose, and I think we went from like grade 5 to probably a sophomore in college, all in one leap emotionally, as far as dealing with how we're going to deal with trauma. We're doing really good, actually. But this kind of stuff, when we start to realize that it can make you very angry, because at least in other places, like in China, people know they're not free. At least they know this. They know if they say too much, the government will come make them disappear. They will get put in concentration camps. At least they know the game. It's not better than this. We got to run around thinking we were free. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of like, do you ever see those hamster balls? My daughter has hamsters, and they have these little round balls that you can put the hamster in, and it can go exercise. It never leaves the ball, but it can like run around the whole house and not get lost, right? I keep wondering, is this exercise or torture? The thing seems to like it. We've been like that, in a way. We're running around in our little, hamster ball here. Right. Yeah. And we think it's all cool and all right. We don't even realize we're in a hamster ball, that we're really not free. So there's been a greater level of deception here. At least the countries who, their people know they're being dominated. They don't like it. But they learn that this is a part of life they're going to deal with. At least it's honest. Here there's a betrayal sense, because we thought we were dealing with honesty. It was something that was above the board the whole time. So there's a real sense of there's a lot of emotions when you start to see what's gone on here that can come up in you, and don't be surprised if they do. The first time you hear it, it may be like, yeah, I could probably feel that way. That's very different than when the feeling starts to come up. And it'll come up when you hit trigger events, when something happens again out there that brings up a whole ball of emotion, and you start to get in touch with it. There's a part of all of us that are hurting very, very deeply. It's on a subconscious level right now. It's the part that has felt so betrayed, like our great mommy and daddy government all of a sudden turned out to be child abusers. And we were so abused we didn't even know we were abused. It's at this point that we move into what became a fiasco from the 70s all the way up through to where we are now. It became an absolute fiasco between competing groups. The Draconians were in power, and the Anunnaki were really upset about this. So people who didn't like each other were starting to make deals with each other, which means the Illuminati, the human element here, they're the ones that look like humans, were getting dragged all over the place. There were factions here, and they'd be working against that faction over there. So there was an erosion that was starting to happen by the 70s in the Draconian control. We had, Big Brother Drac was what we had for a long time through the 40s and the 50s, 30s, 40s, and 50s of Big Brother Drac. All of a sudden,